you so much for being our special guest today. This is super exciting.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to make sure we got some sound. Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. Give me just a minute.
She's doing good, though. Let's just... It's always good to have a round of applause.
There we
are.
Oh,
there we are.
Right,
okay.
We're good now.
Yeah, she is multi-talented. She, of course, have a voice in ministry always. She's a mother. Yeah. That's a role, y'all.
Yeah, that's a job.
role. She cooks the best broccoli casserole, which I hope to have after rehash.
Shameless plug. No pressure.
She just does it all, and she knows how to work this stuff, because I don't. This is just amazing. And so much more.
I'm learning.
Yes.
Sometimes you just have to learn.
Yeah, that's very important. You just have to learn.
This is great. This is going to be great, guys.
Yes, I'm excited.
No idea what we're talking about.
She doesn't. That's the great part about it. I love to just surprise attack her.
She does.
I'm excited.
I'm sure you are.
Oh, yes. So let's get into some announcements.
Okay. I'm going to try to hit it as you go along. What you want me to start with?
The vows. Let's talk about your guys'. This has been such a blessing. It's of course being available everywhere. Any place that you can download. You want to talk a little bit about that? Aren't you on it?
I am on it. I'm on it. I'm one of the featured soloists along with some of my other brothers and sisters, and I'm excited. It's a great project. I think now it's been, I want to say 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's available everywhere. Anywhere you can download or stream music, you can get the vows.
Absolutely. It's such a great blessing to have your own music.
Oh, yeah.
Especially where you're speaking to, those around you. So we really appreciate you guys for that. Make sure you guys are downloading. And did you tune in to Black America?
If you all missed Black America, you missed a treat.
That was...
And Mother Dorothy Scott brought her A game.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yes, it was definitely enjoyable. So if you guys, tuned in for that, please, go tell somebody about it. I'm pretty sure it's still available on the live account, on the Facebook. So make sure you go, share that with someone.
You can go back to that.
Absolutely. And then VBS. Are you excited?
I am so excited.
Yes, this is going to be so
excited. This is going to be great. VVBS. It's our virtual vacation Bible school.
You guys need like a little soundtrack song for that.
I think they may have one. I don't know. But if you all missed service this morning, you can go back. You'll find out who your teachers are going to be.
Oh, yeah.
For the classes.
Absolutely. That's going to be good. Me and Chris Stasia are going to do like a little commercial for you guys to promote it better.
I can't wait.
That's going to be exciting. Well, or maybe like a little TikTok. Yes, a TikTok. We'll do that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Yes. And then also our self-care with Pastor Sandra Horton. Yay! Absolutely. Please, you guys, tune in every Tuesday to hear segments of her. This has been such a blessing thus far. We really appreciate her for all that she does for East Point.
Oh, yes.
So continue to tune in and get your self-care, remedies and things of that nature in place. And also, you guys, make sure you guys are tuning in for the Penny Like Faith series thus far that's been playing on Wednesdays. And, of course, Sundays. Hold on while we find a flyer. Look, Mama Hope is on it today, y'all. She is on it, okay? She's on it. Definitely make sure you guys are tuning in. Of course, it has been such a blessing thus far hearing our man of God. Yes, it has been beautiful.
It has been.
And this girl talk. Now, Mom, I'm so ready. Because I know you going for the heads next time. I know you're going even deeper.
We are going deeper. It's coming up.
Yes.
Seems like we just did it. It's time to do it again.
Time to do it again. You want to give your date for us?
August the 7th.
Oh,
August the 7th.
That's going to be so... Y'all, we got to to go back to school. So August the 7th is when we go back, kind of, sort of. So we'll, of course, we'll tune in and give you all the support that you deserve. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on to our surveys, of course, for our church website.
Yes. We've gotten a lot. We need more. We want your feedback. Go to the church website. It's the first thing that pops up. And just fill that out. It's anonymous. Doesn't give a name. Doesn't give your email. Nothing. We just, you can't let your voice be heard if you don't let your voice be heard.
Absolutely. That's right. And, of course, East Point's first pastoral celebration for you guys. This is exciting.
Go ahead, keep talking.
She's going to find it, y'all. She's going to find it. We have faith in our woman of God that she's going to find it. But on August the 23rd, hey, come on now. You see what you... Yay! On August the 23rd at 11 a.m., please join us as we celebrate our man and woman of God. This is going to be such a blessing. Like, are you excited?
I am. I'm very excited. It went by very quick. It's been a year.
It has.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
It's been a year. Oh, wow. And many more years. Many more years to come. So, yes. I think that's about it.
I think we've hit it all. We've hit it all, I think.
Hope so.
It's been a year. It's going to be great. Dr. Black, I know he's going to have an awesome word. Jaden is awesome. She's young and on fire for the Lord. I think Jaden is, I want to say, she's a twin.
Okay.
And I want to say Jaden is a senior in high school. Or either a junior. She's a junior or a senior. But she's a twin. Her twin sings with her for moral support, but she has no interest in singing. One twin is the singer, prissy one. The other one plays basketball.
Yeah.
So, but it's awesome. It's going to be great. So, I'm excited about this.
I cannot wait. Please, you guys, make sure you guys are tuning in for that. That's going to be amazing. Okay. Yes, and as... Now you guys are seeing our faces again. Surprise! So, of course, this is going to be a bigger surprise for of course, you. The fact that you don't know. No clue. So, tonight is more of a response interview. Yes. Just to get your viewpoint on some things. So, I'll name like a series of self-issues that we see in our world and, in our church and our schools and things of that nature. Okay. And you just give your stance on it. Doesn't have to be too long. But, of course, at least, to where we have some understanding. So it's almost like a virtual healing to those who are tuned in because these can be some people's, issues that they're going through. So and
make sure you guys like and share this video.
Absolutely, because
let's get it out there. This is going to be
good. It's going to be great. Yes, so definitely relax, and we just want your full honesty and some experience. Maybe experience here one or two.
I just never know.
Okay.
Come up. Let's get it.
So our first topic is peer pressure to follow the plans of God. What was your stance on it? That's one. Okay. Basically like a male or a female who's in the church and is being peer pressured to follow the plans of God.
I think a lot of the pressure that we see in the church is it's not necessarily to follow the plans of God, but it's to follow after the plans for other people. A lot of times you'll find people who are trying so hard to mimic what they see instead of following what it is that God actually wants them to do. Absolutely. And so I think it's so important that you find out what God wants you to do. As much as we love Yolanda Adams or Kiara Shear, there can only be one. And the world doesn't need another Yolanda Adams or another Kiara Shear. They need whoever is up and coming and next and fresh and new and anointed and whatever. Okay. And so I think that pressure in the church, a lot of times it comes from you trying to be what you see instead of being what God has called you to be. And that's dangerous. Wow. That is dangerous because you can put yourself in some stuff that you're really not supposed to be in, but you walk on the road you're never supposed to be on. So I think, you know, there's a lot of identity crisis in the area that's going on in the church of people who don't know who they are, and so they're mimicking someone else. And it's all, it looks beautiful, it looks great. People look at people and think they just have it all together, and they really don't know what people go through when they're not in the face of the church. People go through things. People have their own issues that they're dealing with. You can admire somebody, but you should never mimic your life to be after a certain person, because you have no idea what that person is going through.
Absolutely.
People think we got it all together. We don't. We ain't even close.
Especially not even close.
We're not there. So it's the follow. You should always be pressured to follow what God has called you to do in the timing that He has called you to do it in. Because sometimes God can call you to do something, it's not your time.
That's true.
You know, God God knew from the beginning that He called you to be, let's say, a teacher. Right. Or let's say a preacher. It says, let's stick to church. God called you to be a preacher. He knew that when you were in your mother's womb. That didn't mean you were supposed to start a church at 5. You know what I'm saying? That timing still has to be there. So that, I guess that could tie in with the pressure, because the pressure to hurry up and be what's on you instead of letting it and learning is it takes you back to the same thing. You end up stepping out into something that you're not ready for. Right. And you can kill it because you weren't ready for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some deep stuff. You definitely touched somebody out there. We definitely appreciate that. Okay, our next one is concerns about the future. A young woman who is concerned about where their future is going as of right now. Probably stuck, you know.
Man. Yeah, because I don't know, some days, I'm concerned about this. Am I allowed to say that?
It's okay.
It's okay, I'm going to say it anyway, because I'm going to be real. Yeah. But the future is, you know, there are times when I find myself being overwhelmed and bogged down by being concerned about the future. Right. You all know I have a lot of spiritual children. Yes. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but they're getting ready to go back to school. And
we out.
And I'm having to there's a lot of uncertainty with the future. There's so much that's going on with this COVID thing. I'm seeing cases popping up. I'm seeing people dying out of nowhere. Healthy, following all the precautions, catching it and dying. So I'm very concerned about the future. I'm very concerned about these unsafe conditions that they are going back in. I'm concerned about whether they're going to wear their mask when they're supposed to. I'm concerned about whether they're going to sanitize all day. But I really had to lay down the other night. Y'all think this is a game. I'm serious. I laid down with tears in my eyes. I really had to get up. I had to cry to God. And I have to trust the God of the future. I don't understand it. I don't like it. But I have to trust that God knows what He's doing. Even if He chooses not to inform me in His plans. That's hard. Yeah. That sounds real good, but that's hard.
That's hard. That's mighty
It's like,
hard.
God, you ain't going to tell me a little bit.
Not even a sneak
sometimes He'll give you a sneak peek. Sometimes you might get a prophetic word. Sometimes He might speak to you. Sometimes He don't say nothing. Yeah. And you just got to trust Him to... Yeah. So I'm trusting God. And, you know, it is. The future is just, it's so bleak now. Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know. Schools are closing, but then they're opening. You know, the states are closing, but then they're opening, but then they're closing. You know, stuff is going back and forth.
Then they're closing.
Right. You go to eat food, and you're like, they're back open, and you're like, no, they're back closed again. You just don't know, but you have to trust. You can't put your hope in your future. You have to put your trust and hope in God. He said, set your affection on things which are above. Meaning, my heart can't be in what I think my future is going to be next. My trust in my heart has to be in God. and knowing that if his path takes me a different way than the way I plan to go, I still gotta trust him. Because I mean, he brought me this far.
Right.
Yeah,
That's true.
He'd be with me along the way.
And we thank you for sharing that that vulnerable moment of how you feel about us leaving.
I'm hurt by this, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I'm looking at I looked at the calendar the other day and I was like, it's almost that time. I don't know how I feel about this. And all my children I talk to, they're like, I can't wait to go back. I'm ready to go tomorrow. I'm like, whoa, slow down.
We out.
But God he has his hands on them. So.
Oh yes. And we are gonna look forward to the food that you're gonna be bringing to us. So let's just move right along. So, worrying about popularity.
Wow. One thing I found, let me tell you one thing the pandemic has taught me since we're in the pandemic phase is it has taught me who really has a relationship with God and who really feeds off of an audience. I've seen preachers who are not able to preach because that congregation is not there. Even Bishop T.D. Jakes called all his staff in, put them in the audience, made them 6 feet apart, just so he could have that, somebody to feed back on. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with being popular, but I think the key to it is being humble about it. It's knowing that it's nothing that I've done, and it's nothing that I do. I think the problem comes in when you allow your influence to take over for who God is. And that's when you lose yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you feed off of people needing you. Yeah, that's a hard spot to be. I've been there. That's a hard spot to be in. Wow. When you feed off of that need, that's a tough spot. But it's causing you to be. When we were growing up, I hope y'all can hear us. Somebody's speaking to the mic.
Oh.
When we were growing up, every time somebody would say, "Oh, you sung that song with it today," we'd always say, "To God be the glory." To God be the glory. And I always thought it was stupid. Like, why can't you just say thank you like a normal person? I'm just being honest. That's how I felt. Like, why can't you just say thank you? Why you gotta be so deep? Oh, to God be the glory. But it's a reminder. It's humbling you to remember.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing that I did. I didn't sing the song with the anointing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't preach the sermon with the anointing. I didn't pray the prayer with the anointing. It was what he placed on me. So let me reflect this glory, get it back off me, and put it back where it belongs. To God be the glory. Oh, now when I say it now, I understand it. I didn't understand it back then. I was like, these people, they so deep.
Oh, gosh.
I feel good today. Can y'all tell?
Yes, I'm excited. I just love it. I love it. Yes. Energy on here. That's why I'm so grateful to have her here. I love hold on now. I love when Pastor
I was about to say that'll be a text later.
Hold on now. I don't need no text later. But yes, it's always a blessing to have you. Okay. Okay, which one I'm gonna go with? I have a lot written down. Okay. We're gonna go with unfaithful marriage.
Ooh.
Everybody said ooh, so let me say it again. Ooh. Yes.
All right, tell me. Wait a minute. All right, where we going with this one? Ooh, I knew that the first couple of topics was so sweet. I was like, it ain't gonna stay this way.
We're gonna throw them here and there.
All right, so tell me where we're going with this.
Okay, unfaithful marriage. Partners. Let's say you are dealing with a male or a female who happens to be unfaithful in their marriage, and then, of course, their spouse is aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
How would you? And then it's a marriage. It's not like y'all,
It's not like a relationship.
Not like a relationship. You can break
Yeah.
up. You know?
Yeah, right.
You can't break up. not at that moment.
Right.
And that's money too.
Yeah,
so
you got it.
I heard it's pretty pricey.
It is. It's pricey and it's a lot you got to go through. You got to be separated for at least. Well, I'm not gonna get it. I've never been divorced. Yeah. I watched a family member go through a divorce, and it's a lot. Yeah. But my advice to anyone that has had unfaithfulness in their marriage is to seek marriage counseling. Okay. And to seek personal counseling. Okay. No one can answer the question for you, should you stay in your marriage or not, but you. Oh, yeah. Christian counseling. Definitely. Seek pastoral, somebody that you know of integrity that's not going to spread out your business, that's going to counsel you with the grace of God, and that's going to give it to you real. But at the end of the day, no one can make the decision for you what you do in your marriage. Yeah. That's your business. The two became one. That's right. Not three. Yeah. So, and the problem is, here's my thing, and I understand where it comes from. Lots of times when there's infidelity, you get mad at the person that did the infidelity with the person that you're supposed to be with. But you didn't take vows with that outside person. Right. Your issue is here. Let's deal with us. Yeah. So definitely seek counseling for that. Some people can take it. Some people can take it and they can go through it and they can move on from it and they can be whatever. Other people is like one and done. I'm out. So I mean, but what? You out, Joe? You out? That's just.
I don't know yet. I ain't get to that point.
You know, so let me tell you what I've learned. Sometimes, well, I'll just keep it at the fact of you have to know what works in your household.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then that's your business.
Yeah.
Ain't everybody's business. That's your business.
That's true.
I mean, I feel, because while we're on the subject, I feel really bad for Will and Jada, because what they went through is not so different than it's not so different than what so many other relationships and marriages has gone through. They just happen to be in the public eye.
Right.
But they, at the end of the day, you have to make a decision that works for you. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you can't let nobody convince you to stay. You can't let nobody convince you to leave. Right. It's your choice. It's your decision. It's your household. It's your marriage. You're the one who has to lay by that person every night. You're the one who has to live with that person and create a family or watch your family grow up or live, whatever. Y'all have built this thing together. And so at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. And if you are solid in your decision, later for what anybody else thinks. It's not about them. It's your marriage.
That's right. That is right. Oh, wow. Yes. Whew, I don't know. I might have to be one and done, though. But God working on me. Handling a breakup. I know. This is exciting. Handling a breakup.
I think, and I'm not going to go through it all because I don't know all the technicals, but handling a breakup to me is just like handling the stages of grief. Okay. I think there's like 5 to 7 stages of grief. And I believe that the first thing you got to do is be real. Yeah. With how you be real with yourself and how you feel. It's okay to admit, not to the world, not to Facebook. Right. It's okay to admit to yourself, I was hurt. Right. It's okay to admit to yourself, I had expectations. We had dreams together. We had cast vision together. We knew what we wanted to do. But it's okay to admit that, and it didn't fall through. You can't stay there. You can't cry every time the 12th of March comes up.
Not the 12th of March.
I don't even know. That day means nothing to me. I just picked the day.
The day that was picked, y'all.
Out the air. But every time the 12th of March can't come, you can't have a pity party because y'all didn't make it or whatever.
Right.
You know, you have to move forward. But I don't know. You got to be real. Yeah. And take the time to heal from it. You can't heal. I know there's a saying out there, the best way to get over one is to get under a new one. That is so not true. That's the best way to get yourself in mental entanglements.
Not
mental entanglements. You mentally entangled. Mentally and emotionally entangled in some places that you end up in this being because you knew you wasn't over Sam when you got with Paul. And now you dumping all that stuff on Paul.
And Paul ain't doing nothing.
Paul don't know what's going on. Paul go out and forget his phone really dies. And he can't call you. And you have flashbacks to Sam told you that and he was cheating. Not Paul, you ready to cut it off with Paul. He don't even know what he did.
No, I just feel like you gotta have a backup phone. but keep going. You was doing good though. You was doing good though. But a backup phone is for those reasons. But go ahead, finish.
Paul doesn't know what's going on, but you still haven't dealt with, listen, the residue of Sam. And until you deal with the residue of Sam is going to keep showing up in your relationship.
Yep.
You got to deal with it. I don't care which way. I do counseling with someone. And I say all the time, you have to deal with this stuff because if you don't deal with it now, it's going to show back up. It does not care what you got going on in life. Right. You can be 45 years old and happy, and Sam gonna pop right back up at your 30th wedding. I'm just saying, y'all. Whew, you gotta. You gotta.
Who invited you?
Why are you here? You gotta deal with though. That's mentally. Yeah. It'll keep you up at night. It'll keep you. You'll always be going back. You'll always be. You gotta deal with that stuff.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah. That is
breakups are hard because you put yourself out there and you invested yourself into someone and it didn't turn out to be what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
Is it the end of the world? No. It's not. Yeah. Because your identity wasn't in them anyway. But at the same time, now you need to take time to reevaluate yourself and see, because you may find out your identity was in them. You know, I was talking to someone the other day. I talk to a lot of people, y'all, to say I don't talk on the phone. But anyway, I was talking. I'm getting better. Y'all call me.
She'll answer.
I'm answering now.
Now.
But I was talking to someone the other day, and they were just saying how happy they are now because they're at a place where they can be in a relationship and not lose themselves.
Oh, yeah.
That is so important. Yeah. Because definitely. A lot of times in a breakup, what you find is, oh no, who am I?
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's why you would never limit me to just being East Point's first lady or Columbia Impact's first lady. I love it. Yeah. I love that's who I am. But if Michael L. McCants dies today, or we
let them know.
Go away today, I'm not going to lose who I am because I'm not tied. We're tied in together, but I'm still my own being. He's still his own being. If something happens to me today, he's not going to lose who he is because we're still our individual selves working together as one. You don't merge in with somebody and lose yourself. And anytime you find yourself in a place where I gotta lose myself to please you, then that ain't where I'm supposed to be. Oh wow. That ain't it. That's not where I'm supposed to be. If I look up one day and I don't even know who I am, I can't remember my dreams, my hopes, my desires, my goals, my vision, there's a problem. Because behind all the titles and behind all that you want me to be, I still have to be who I am and be true to that and love me. Because how can I expect you to love me and I don't love me? I can't get. I'm getting into girl talk. I'm gonna get off that.
I'm about to say. We about to tune in.
But it's true, y'all. You got to deal with breakups where they are. Take your time and reevaluate. Look through the relationship and see how. Not the other person, because what they did and what they do, that's their business.
Right.
What did I do that I don't want to repeat again? Not bitterly, not emotionally.
Yes.
Did I give myself too quickly that last time? Okay, I ain't do it no more. Did I lose myself? Okay, I got to be cautious about that. Did I have them too high hopes for them? All right, let me get off. Yeah. Let me not do that in this next relationship. Take that relationship. Write that thing out. Jot it down. Type it out for those who don't like to write, and figure out how can I fix me? Yeah. And that's a question that you will constantly ask yourself. You'll ask that in your relationships. You'll ask that when you get married. How can I fix me? God, let me tell you, when you go to God about your spouse, he's not even concerned. You want to make God move in your relationship, in your marriage, go to God and ask God how to fix the parts of you that is being bothered by what they're doing. That's how you get God to move. That's a secret, y'all. Write that down.
You know when I do have it, get in there.
When you get there.
Yeah, when I few years from now. About 10. Who knows?
Not 10.
But
Lord help my children.
But yes, yes, you are giving us girl talk tea right now.
I'm trying not to. She know what she be. Just set me up. Yeah.
I was excited when you told me. You coming on this? That's good. Let me get my questions ready. So, this is gonna be good because you love talking about stuff like this. Forgiving yourself and others. How important is that?
Listen. That's girl talk for real.
That is girl talk, but
it is so important. It's so important. Even before you begin to forgive other people, that you forgive yourself. Yeah. It is so important. Y'all, we hold ourselves to such high standards. We have such high expectations for ourselves. And so a lot of times when we fail, we are mentally, daily beating up on ourselves. Why did you do that? Stupid. You shouldn't never do that. Why did you put yourself out there like that? Why did you go? Why did you whatever? Why did you trust them? Why did you talk to them? Why? You're constantly beating yourself up. I knew better than that. Why I do it again? Da, da, da. You have to forgive yourself. Yeah. I remember when I got pregnant with Lanaya. For those who, if you do the math, you're fine. Lanaya was an outside child. Not an outside child, like Michael is her daddy.
Hold on, y'all. Let's get her. Go ahead.
Let me fix it. Lanaya was out of wedlock. She was conceived outside. I'm about to get in trouble. God. Bloopers. I'm about to get a text message. That wasn't even what I was trying to say. Lanaya and Naomi. I can say it. It's fine. We're here now.
Right.
They here now. Yeah. They 12 and 11. It's fine. But we've only been married 10 years. We're hitting into our 11th year. And so they were both out of wedlock. I'm about to say outside children again. Out of wedlock children. I'm trying to get together.
Go ahead, take your time.
And I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, I remember now.
This is going to East Point history, y'all.
I remember when I went to my bishop because I was not I was on the praise team, I was on the choir, I was an usher, and I didn't want him to have to come to me and ask me to sit down. So I went to him, and I had a meeting with him, and I told him I was going to sit myself down from everything I was going on. He asked me what was going on. I told him because I was pregnant, and he said to me, he listened to me or whatever. He said, "Now you know the hardest thing you're going to have to do is forgive yourself. And I was like,
sound like one of them things. Counseling.
Cause that, right. Ooh. That's
yeah.
Cause that's some hard stuff. It's hard to mentally say to yourself, I forgive you. And to actually allow yourself to move forward. Wow. Yeah. It's so important that you forgive yourself. And it's important that you forgive other people. Oh, yeah. Because you holding on to the unforgiveness, and these people are fine. They living their life like it's golden. And you the one can't sleep. You're the one upset and depressed. I don't care what it was, y'all. And I'm not going to sit here and diminish your story. I would never diminish anybody's story. Everybody has gone through things in their life that, have happened to them. Absolutely. But you have to forgive for you. Because if not, y'all listen to this. You are literally stuck at the age of whatever happened to you that hurt you. You get stuck there. Even in the Bible, there was a guy that Jesus went to heal. And Jesus asked the question, instead of just healing him, he said, how long has he had this? And the Father gave an answer. And Jesus said, I heal him from that moment. You get stuck there. Because in your mind, everything that happens to you will take you back, my experience, to the age when you were 13 and somebody tried to take advantage of you. It'll always take you back there. Unless you forgive, you are stuck. You will always be mentally going back to that place. Certain triggers, sharing a little piece of my story. What happened to me, some of the instances behind that was he was touching me. He touched me on my shoulders, whatever. That was part of it. So later on in life, anytime a guy came up to me and touched me on my shoulders, I went right back. Immediately, my mind just went right back to that place. I had to forgive him. Because if not, I don't want to be stuck at 12, 13. I got life to live. I got children to raise. Y'all see all these children. I got people to feed. I got people to feed. I don't have time to be standing at the stove and I'm back at 13 again. You have to, the forgiveness is for you. You're not releasing the other person of whatever. God's going to deal with that. But you got to forgive for you. You got to forgive so you can move forward. You got to forgive so you can begin to heal. Healing happens in forgiveness. Forgiveness opens the door for healing. You cannot heal unless you forgive. And then he tells us in the Bible, if you don't forgive, I can't forgive you. And I know I got some stuff on the altar. I need God to forgive me for. I ain't going to speak for nobody. I'm not going to speak for Joe. I ain't going to speak for nobody else. I got some stuff that I done did recently. I got to give it to her. I ain't out there walking the streets, y'all, but I'm just saying. I got some stuff that
I promise y'all, she not. Promise y'all, she not.
But I got some stuff I need to forget, and I gotta let that stuff go. And is it easier said than done? Absolutely. Right. Forgiveness is a process. It is not an overnight thing. You don't just say, I forgive, and it's over. After that, you got to begin to start casting that stuff down. Because it's going to come back up. The enemy going to try to make you forget. Y'all, whatever happened to me, what happened to me. Anytime I got in the church service and they started talking about rape and molestation, I was at the altar. I'm like, I can't be at everybody altar call. But it wasn't that I hadn't been released from it. The enemy kept saying, that's you. You know you still dealing with that. You know you still. Wow. And it wasn't. No, the Bible even says, y'all, casting down every thought and imagination that exalts itself. Yeah. That means, Pastor McCants says this all the time, every thought that you think is not your thought. Yeah. And when it comes up, instead of you taking it as that's what you're thinking, you gotta cast that thing off right there. Nope, I'm not even going there because I already forgave that. Wow. I already released that. I already let that go. Yeah. I'm not even going back there. I'm not even doing this today. I'm not going to allow myself to fall back into depression from there. I'm over that. Yeah. I don't know how, but I know I'm over it. Marvin Winans wrote that song. He said, I'm over it now. I can't say how, but I'm over it now. I know. You're not going to take me back there. Yeah. You're not going to allow me to relive that again. I forgave that. I let that go. I released that. Like me and my daughter said all the time, I wrote that on a plate and broke it. I'm over that. It's done. Yeah. I let that go. And I can't allow my mind to be taken back to make me believe that I'm still struggling in that area. No, I'm over that.
Yeah. Wow. Moving forward. This is good. Y'all feel good over here. This is good. Okay. Unhealthy parenting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, tell me where we're going.
Okay, so we are going to speak from a parent. Let's speak from the parent. The parent knows that they have not been the best for their child or children, and they're forgiving themselves. However, they are trying to fix the relationship.
Okay. Speaking as a parent. Okay. Not can you let Zanaya in? Oh, there she is. We don't get a manual on how to raise our children. We mess up. But in repairing that relationship, I really, there's a lot I want to say. In repairing that relationship, you've got to. It's not going to happen overnight. They passing me my pocketbook like a drug
y'all, we got a lot going on back
here.
It's
just my purse.
And we're not making any plays, any moves. It's just a purse. I was saying, maybe we should say something so nobody.
They gonna think we have drugs. They gonna be like, oh, that's why you need forgiveness. No, I'm not doing drugs. I promise. I just wanted to tap it. It's a process, and you have to be patient, and you have to take it with prayer. And sometimes you may try to extend a relationship that the child does not want. And sometimes as a parent, you got to be okay with that. And you got to leave it in God's hands and let him be the one to direct that and put it together. Okay. Yeah. Because sometimes that child's not ready. And sometimes, speaking from the child's perspective, there's been so much hurt, and there's been so much anger, and there's been so much pain, till they're not willing to just step up. That's just like a parent coming in one day that you didn't know you had. You find out your mama ain't your mama, or your daddy ain't your daddy, and you find you got a whole other daddy. Stuff. Right. That's lifetime. But you can't just step in and demand for us to have a relationship. We got to build this thing. And I may not want to build it with you right now. Yeah. You don't have the authority to just come in and just take it. It's got to be built on a foundation. Right. So it takes a lot of prayer and allowing God to show you how to repair that brokenness. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. But as a child, sometimes you have to, sometimes you know that your parents, they did what they had with what they had. They did what they could with what they had. But if you're not mentally ready in there, you can't force it. You can't force it. I don't care. Parent, boyfriend, girlfriend, best friends, siblings. You can't force a relationship with anybody. You've got to take the time to let it develop on its own. Yeah. I have some spiritual children that I talk to every day. There's some I don't talk to at as much. But it doesn't mean that I love not any child over the other, and even with my natural children. I talk to some, miracles in here, y'all. Y'all don't talk to me. It's not from lack of try. If you know Miracle, you know Miracle is mean and to herself. She don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
I went up to her yesterday and started kissing her on the cheek, and she was like, I was like, dog, I am your mother. But, the foundation is built, and at that point, you just got to grow upon it. Yeah. But it takes time. But both parties have to be willing to forgive and move forward. Excuse me. Even if they have to move forward slowly.
Okay.
It might not be a fast move forward. Most of the time it's not.
Yeah. Oof. All right. Okay. All right. Are you guys sharing? Make sure you guys are sharing. Okay, we have another one. Jealousy.
I don't like what she said. That made me really nervous. Like, what angle we coming from here?
Let's talk from the angle that the person who needs the help is the jealous person. Like, I have this jealousy thing on me. I see my friends doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm not there. Or I see people in the church doing X, Y, and Z.
Take your time.
I like the hand.
It
gives me little
my
Kim
quiet
vibe.
director Kim.
I said little Kim, that right? Quiet, yes.
We having fun, y'all. Y'all see this? Take your time. Don't allow the enemy to think you're missing out on something and it's not your time. I don't care how many people around you having babies. That does not mean you gotta have one. Take your time. I don't care how many people around you becoming preachers. That don't mean it's time for you to preach. Take your time. Get your pen. Take your time. Seriously. Because you'll be envying something you don't even know what you're getting into. Y'all, listen. There's a saying out there that says, new levels, new devils. I'm trying to tell you, stepping into stuff that you have not been assigned to will cause you more stress than it will anything else. Because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're outside of your grade. Stay in your grade. Everybody can't supervise. Everybody cannot supervise. Stay where you stay in your grade. Don't be in a rush. You can't join the company and jump up to assistant manager. That doesn't happen like that. It takes time. And you so envious of the assistant manager not knowing the problems they got to deal with, what they got going on. You listen, I was a teacher's assistant in school to be a teacher. Y'all, I was not in a rush to teach anybody's classroom while I was a teacher's assistant. Because I see it's more to than of course the pay rates go up. Yes, that's the glamour of it. What's not the glamour is all this paperwork you got to keep on each child. Yeah. All this monitoring. You got to make sure no child slips through the cracks. You got to make sure the kids that have IEPs have all these special accommodations. You got to keep, on top of all that, you got to keep your own personal life together. Nope, it was in my grade to stay my boss would tell you I was one of the best teacher assistants in the building. She knew whatever room she put me in, I was going to get it done. It wasn't in my grade to be a teacher. There were times when I had to actually be the teacher until they got a teacher. I had to do that. That was fine for that moment. But that wasn't my grade. And when you step into something that's not your grade, you'll be stressed out. Because you have not built on the muscles to handle that yet. Oh, yeah. It's too heavy. And some of you are depressed and stressed and upset and angry, not because the enemy is fighting against you. It's because you stepped yourself into something that's not your grade. Step back and make sure you're where God wants you to be now. I'm going to use Sheena as an example. God gave Sheena a word that her business was going to be like Walmart. If she take off now and try to be like Walmart, she is going to kill herself. She's taking her time. She's building her brand. She's finding out what she needs to know. She's finding out the business part. She's finding out the legal part. She's finding out the vendor's part. She's taking her time and learning each area. How would you feel right now if let's say JoJo sells notebooks. You really should sell notebooks as much as you write in them. And this one is beautiful, by the way.
Yes. I don't know what's going
on. Everything of Joe's today is see-through. I don't know what's going on, but it's beautiful. It's got a pretty, beautiful black queen on the front. Joe's selling notebooks. Joe got these notebooks. They are $20. They got all this stuff in them. It's just beautiful. So you say, I'm going to buy a notebook from Joe. Let's say Joe makes these notebooks by hand. As in, she draws the cover, she colors it, she gets it made, she puts the notebooks together. Joe making these notebooks by hand. They're beautiful. And so you want to buy a notebook. I want me a Joe notebook. A Joe book.
We gonna laugh about that later.
So I want me a Joe book. Walmart. So Joe is pushing her brand out there. She's pushing her brand. She's getting orders in. Orders are coming in. Started off now, Joe might sell one notebook every 2 weeks. That's pretty good, you know. And then it picks up. So now you selling 2 notebooks a week. Okay, you still doing, because you got time, you know, you can make your notebooks up by hand. Now let's say Joe notebook hits the eye of Walmart. And Walmart wants 1,000 copies on the shelf by Tuesday. Joe has now, and Joe says, okay, I can do it. Now she's stressed to the max because Joe making these notebooks. She's not buying this stuff, y'all. She's making these notebooks by hand. She got to draw 1,000 of these women on this cover. It's not her grade yet. Now, let me go back to that. Because sometimes your door can open just like that. Let's say Walmart says we want to get this on the shelves. And instead of you handwriting one, we're going to come up with a system where you can draw us one more. And then we're going to put it on top where you don't have to make it anymore. The machine's going to make it for you. But all we need you to do is have your licensing and stuff in place. And Joe ain't got no paperwork. She just missed her moment. Stay where you are, but prepare for your next. It's not enough. Don't be in a rush to get there. Yeah. Stay where you are, but be prepared. If I take off tomorrow, do I have what I need? If $1 million drops in my lap right now, what am I going to do with it? Do I have a plan for it? Yeah. If not, then I just lost $1 million. Joe just lost that deal with Walmart because she want to draw each notebook by hand.
Which I can say I cannot draw. You can go get a stick figure for me. Or some roses. I know how to draw little flowers. But yes, I might
but you gotta, just a little bit, but that's gonna be the uniqueness of it. But you gotta be prepared. Stay where you are. But I'm not just staying here stagnant. Yeah. I'm always preparing for what God has for me next. Wow. Always. I'm prepared. I got to be prepared. Yeah. If my singing career takes off right now and I'm booked up every day of the week, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to go. I got my MUA on style and on standby. I know who's going to be doing my hair. I know what song. I got books of songs for days I have not even released yet. I'm ready.
Your triangle players?
Yeah, I got my triangle players.
We really gonna take that far. Me and Christasia gonna take it far, y'all. That's gonna be the intro. Yeah.
at the same token, I'm not out here pushing myself. Because listen, most times in life, you get that one big opportunity. And if you mess it up, you got to build back up to get there again. Don't miss it because you're not prepared. And don't miss it because you messed it up because you were focused on being there before your time. Don't show up till they call your ticket number, but have the ticket. It's just like riding. Joe, you ride planes all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know. Sometimes you can buy your ticket months in advance, but that don't mean that you're gonna use the ticket today if you know you got to go somewhere in November. But when it's time for my ticket, I can go. Yeah. Cause I have it. Oh yeah. But that just because I have something doesn't mean I have to use it now. Oh wow. It's just like grocery, y'all. She is giving just because you go grocery shopping don't mean you're gonna cook everything you bought the same day. Somebody tell my children that. Just because I'm just gonna say,
I was feeling you at one point. I was like, we was here. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this after. But when you said something about that food part, you lost me.
Because I tell my children that all the time. If grocery comes in, like snacks come in house, you don't have to eat 15 bags of chips in one sitting. What you gonna eat tomorrow? Ain't like it's one of them. It's 4 children in here.
Yeah, I got a lot.
That's all they think we going back to the store. But I mean, you know, just because it's there doesn't mean you have to use it now. Pastor McCants says all the time that he was anointed to preach at 5. He did not start a church at 5. As a matter of fact, he didn't start the church until years later. And now it's getting to where the way he saw it when God showed it to him. Oh yeah. It don't happen overnight. And you gotta be patient with that. Be prepared. Oh yes. But wait.
Oh gosh, you truly blessed us today. This was a good virtual healing for
and let me put that out there too while I'm there, and I'm gonna let it go.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing while you're waiting to be married. Be prepared, but wait. It might not be your time to get married right now.
That's true.
But at this moment, I can prepare listen to what I'm saying. I can prepare myself to be a wife. I did not say practice being a wife to somebody who ain't your husband. I said prepare yourself to be a wife. Learn what it means to get your credit together. Learn what it means to save your money. Learn what it means to budget. Learn what it means to know how to cook. Learn what it means. But at the same time, that don't mean every man that come along, I'm giving him all that. Because he ain't earned all that yet. He ain't putting nothing on your finger.
Yeah, that was good. I was like again, I was here with you. Then I kind of drew back a little bit. But then you said, like, you know, getting your credit right.
Yeah, getting yourself. We talked about that the last time. We talked about being single. This is the time. Prepare yourself to be a mate. Prepare yourself to be a wife. Prepare yourself to be a husband. Prepare yourself to whatever it is that you're going to, but don't rush it.
Yeah, I love it.
Because you don't want to step in before your time. She definitely don't want to step in before her time. Ain't doing that. Prepare yourself. It's going to be okay.
Oh, my gosh. It's always a blessing to have you come here. That was good. If y'all was blessed, y'all need to share this. Like I said, this is a virtual healing for somebody who's been needing this, been afraid to talk about it. It's okay, I talked about it for you. We had the perfect person to talk about it. Not saying Pastor McCants is not the perfect person. Let me put that out there. Just saying. We did have, we're blessed to have you. Let me just keep it simple.
I love you all.
Yes, and she's gonna answer your phone calls if you guys call her.
Yes, please call me. I'm getting so much better now.
Yes, and thank God for growth.
Sheena, you owe me a phone call.
Yes, Sheena, please call her. She's answering now. one point, we didn't know what was going on with her service.
It was. I'm telling you, the Lord has worked it.
He did.
He has worked
He
it.
did. Oh, that's good. Y'all, this has been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been a really great atmosphere. It's always a blessing. We hope to see you guys next Sunday.
Yes, we want to see you.
Thank you, Rehash.
Join us. We love you.